Mr. Cassidy, Acting Ranking Member of the Committee, and other members of the Committee. My name is Valerie Lee. I'm the Senior Vice President of Environment International Government Limited. EIGov is a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business. We specialize in environmental consulting. And the controlling service-disabled veterans are former Navy officers, one of which who is seated behind me to my right, Mr. Jack Burke. He served in Vietnam as a swift boat captain and was decorated. He and the other owners of the firm support me in our testimony today. Collectively, we share a deep respect for the oceans and the marine environment, and with members of the subcommittee and the people of the Gulf Coast, we would like to assist in any way we can in terms of providing advice, not only to conduct research, but with a point to actually achieve restoration and some measure of making the public whole. It is with great pleasure that I answer the committee's questions as to data gaps and what we can do about them. My background is law, science, and engineering. I have written a book, along with others, the Natural Resource Damage Assessment Handbook, a legal and technical analysis. So my perspective is a bit different from the others here seated with me today. I'm practical. I've worked with teams of experts for many years, including well-regarded scientists like those seated to my right and to my left. Our specialty is working with interdisciplinary teams in dealing with intractable problems that involve incredibly large data sets like we have today. With that as a backdrop, I'd like to address the committee's questions as to whether or not we have sufficient data and what we can do about it, especially in the subsurface environment. The short answer is no, we don't have sufficient data. The needs are substantial. There are major gaps. The reason why we have substantial needs is not for lack of interest. In part, it is a reflection of us all and what we don't see and what we can't touch, what we can't feel immediately, sometimes is not measured, or I should say not given the kind of importance that we would like it to have. In addition, there have been financial limitations. When we look at the current spill, we're looking at the size of an economic and environmental disaster that we have never seen before. We're talking about billions and billions of dollars of damages were we to place an economic value on that which is priceless, the Gulf. Priceless, the lives of the people who are lost, and we express our condolences to the family. We are off the page, we're out of the book, we're learning on the job, we're building a fire truck in the middle of a fire. So what can we do? Is there a lack of hope? The answer is, I believe there is hope, and it is through science. So what would we do? First, marshal the science, as the folks beside me have mentioned, or will mention, and also we need to spend some money. Whose money? That is for the Congress to decide. I would argue that there were environmental impact statements done by the oil industry all over the Gulf that could have collected essential data to meaningfully and reasonably understand potential technical impacts, and that was not done. If I look at the size of the price tag for meaningful injury assessment, as it's called in the business, and the development of a restoration plan, which is really what this is about, we're looking at over $1 billion easily. We're looking at the kinds of things which are developing three-dimensional models. It is collecting water samples. Right now, we do not have the vessels in place in the real-time monitoring data to track plumes. We have to collect samples from the subsurface, bring them above, and then send them to the shore for analysis. People sitting in a boat, the scientists don't know where the plume is. They can't react in real time to really measure where it is. And yes, I do believe there are subsurface plumes. The subsurface plumes were documented in a test spill that was done off of Norway in 1999. In addition to having real-time information and vessels, the bottom line is that we need to do transects of the area, and we need to collect information in a way that we have never done before with a thoroughness that we never have. in short, my recommendation would be to activate the Navy and to get a group within the international community to bring to bear the vessels that we need, the technologies that we need, and we need to get at it quickly. And I have other recommendations in it, including studies related to toxicity in my testimony, but I will submit that for the record and happy to answer questions.
Thank you very much.